Delighted to see you make the move up to Friday nights. Man,
About time.
yeah,
About time, right?
you're telling me. Man, before I jump into all of that, let me just, I have to, as a Brit, I have to come at you this way. What were the plans for the Broserweights, man? Because I was enjoying the hell out of it. I wanted to see where it was going to go. I'm glad you're doing what you're doing now, but at the same time, that was pretty cool.
Bro, I literally all my eggs were in that Bruiserweight basket. I'll be honest, they put us together and we formed a team, and we weren't I don't think we were supposed to last more than like a couple weeks, you know? But the fans loved us. We were working really well together. And me and Pete get along pretty well, and we have pretty good minds for wrestling, be it on the Indies or NXT, WWE. We had it going on, and we had a history. So, and we just honestly, it was probably one of my favorite things to do in wrestling so far since I've been part of WWE. Unfortunately, these events happened,
Mm.
and I know we were on track to defend the titles at WrestleMania, and I don't know what was going to happen after that, because originally I might have been going up to SmackDown sooner, but with everything that happened,
Yeah.
and now Sally and Pete stuck in the UK, and then what I thought was Stallion Timothy, and Tim's still kind of a stallion. He did beat me in a cage fight match, and not anybody can just do that. You got to be kind of a stallion to beat a stallion.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah,
You get
no,
it. You get
no
it.
shame there, man. Look at the guy.
Come on, the guy's grizzled.
Grizzled is exactly the word. Man, I'm trying to keep this in lock for 10 minutes, so I'm going to jump all over the place here. So please, bear with me.
Do it. I'm with you.
I was at the Royal Rumble in Houston, and I was there that weekend. We'd done SmackDown and stuff, and we're moving around. And you were originally one of the people that was on our itinerary to interview. And then they were like, oh, Matt's actually been taken off now. So that was kind of like a red flag. Like, oh, shit, Matt's going to be in the Rumble, I guess. So when you get that news, are you thinking, oh, man, there's a lot of things that can be done here, especially because we knew Brock was going to be in the Rumble. So talk to me about that, and then the reality of what actually happened. Like, did you kind of say, guys, what could we could do a lot here? What's going on?
Well, I'll tell you this, for weeks until the Rumble, they're like, oh, you might be in it, but nothing was guaranteed. Nobody was guaranteed anything. Not until after the takeover, then they're like, okay, you're going to the Rumble. But they didn't say you're gonna be in the Rumble yet. So even now, I'm like, am I just here? Am I doing anything? Because they invited other people to that backstage, but so eventually find out I'm going to be in the Rumble. Now I'm stoked. Now I'm like, what if I get my chance?
Yeah.
I don't even know if I should say his name. But I'm like, what if I get my chance? And now I'm starting to play the scenarios in my head. And I'm like, of course, I'm like, oh, what if I do this? But then I'm like, well, this isn't just about me. There's also 29 other people, So I like, but if I could get anything, I would have been extremely happy. Then, of course, him and the security guard, I won't mention his name, him and his security guard came up to me, basically told me I had no chance in hell. Like, it was very Vince McMahon-like. No chance in hell that I was going to get that match with him. And, like, I'd have better luck doing something else. But I'll be honest, at first, I was just like, I was more like, oh,
yeah. Not angry.
I got this far. You're literally holding me like this, like he's holding me like we are friends.
Yeah,
we're not.
Yeah.
And then just to tell me like it's never gonna happen. So I was, if anything, I wasn't mad, wasn't sad. I was more just heartbroken. Like But then just like when a girl turns you down on a date, hey, doesn't mean give up completely. It means like, hey, let's go back to the drawing board. Maybe I came on a little too strong. Maybe I'll try something different to convince them, So that's basically how that scenario played out. And then I got to the Rumble, got to play with Edge, kicked Corbin, kicked the now reigning heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah, Drew
McIntyre.
Big pop, by the way, as well for your entrance. Big pop for you coming in.
Hey, the pop, it was pretty beautiful. But I think if I would have gotten that Rumble slightly earlier,
Yeah,
the
man.
oh I'm pretty sure the crowd they would have been like, oh my god, he's gonna get a chance, and it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, still pretty, like you said, pretty good pop, pretty
Pretty
good pop.
awesome, man. Do you think? And I know you've mentioned this before that people like Triple H and Sean and even Vince, I believe, are all for you speaking your mind and whatnot. Do you think that's ever hurt the chance of you eventually getting in the ring with a Brock or a Goldberg for that matter? Who I actually tweeted the other day that you should retire him, and people were all over it. But you might not even want to wrestle someone like Goldberg. I don't know. This is me asking you. Do you think that's ever hurt the chances?
I think it might have hurt the chances, but at the same time, it's hurt the chances for all the wrong reasons. It hasn't hurt the chances in the sense, oh, my employer or the people in charge of the producers are upset. It's more so hurt the chances because some people's egos get a
Yeah,
little hurt.
because they like money, surely.
Well, and that's my thing. Like, how do I get these matches? It's like, well, I'm on SmackDown now. I'm pretty sure all I had to do is keep getting more and more valuable, and it seems to keep happening. And eventually, these guys are going to be like, "Oh, I want another paycheck," and they're going to have to go through me to get it.
Mm.
So that's my goal. That's what I'm going to do. That's why, I haven't even been calling out for the matches lately because there's no point. It's like, you know what? These guys really work off one thing, and it's money. And how can I get that? I
Yeah.
got to be more. I got to be worth more to them. I got to be valuable enough to get them in the ring with me. So that's what I'll do now.
I mean, speaking of being more valuable, obviously moving on to SmackDown is a big move. I believe you said in an interview a few weeks ago that you'd had talks with Vince McMahon. There's obviously a lot of stigma sometimes around how NXT stars translate to the main roster, how they're used on the main roster. Have you been satisfied with what you've heard about your plans going forward? I don't expect you to divulge them all, but just satisfied about the direction that they've got in mind for you, perhaps.
I know I'm pretty satisfied with everything that's been planned for me so far. I mean, just to have the rub with Kurt Angle and have him introduce me as the new face of SmackDown, and then with my background and my pedigree coming in, you got guys like Daniel Bryan already asking for matches with me.
Yeah.
Aleister Black even saying he'd go back over to SmackDown just to wrestle me, and things like that. I honestly think, everything that they've been doing has been spot on. And then you got Vince, who I'm pretty sure is a big fan of mine. And then you got Bruce Pritchard, who I know is a big fan of mine. And, I have a lot of great minds working behind me, and they see the value. They've seen me on the indies. They know what I've done, and they know how I can, go into an arena where maybe nobody knows me. And by the time I'm done wrestling, everybody's chanting bro when they never thought they would chant bro before. Trust me, I've done it to too many people where I've seen people be like, this guy sucks. And they just don't like me.
Yeah.
And by the end of the crowd, him and his girlfriend are both chanting bro. And I'm like, I told you. I'm pretty good at this. I'll get you.
Yeah.
So it's like, just like the fans, just like everybody else, just like the locker room. I know there's a lot of people in that locker room. Trust me, I've been in a lot of locker rooms. I've been in this locker room. There's some people I know just don't like me, but they don't know me. If I think they think I call out people. They think I'm in it for myself. But at the end of the day, if you've ever worked with me, if you ever done business with me, or anything like that, trust me, you're gonna like me. You're gonna like where it gets us both, and we're both gonna be successful.
Yeah.
I've never been wrong when it comes to that.
No, and I was so the last time we actually spoke for a little bit was at Download last year, and then I watched you perform at Download. Like you said, very infectious, man. The crowd are all into it. The thing that I wanted to touch on that you just mentioned with Kurt Angle, we know these reports. I heard that you didn't know about that, the management thing. But when you look at Corbin retiring him, and just the way that they brought Angle into your story with Tim, did get me thinking would have been nice to have Riddle Angle, like if that was ever a possibility, or would Kurt come out of retirement, any of those things. The thought crossed your mind?
Well, you know what crossed my mind originally is that there's a management thing and all that, but then in my head, and maybe this is just greedy me, but it's in my head when I see Kurt Angle, even if I like him and I'm friendly with him, I know like the money is in beating up Kurt Angle.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like I was really hoping he was gonna cost me that cage match,
Yeah.
and then the bro was gonna snap and maybe beat up Kurt Angle because some deadlift Germans to the Olympic gold medalist
Wow,
from
yeah,
this
yeah.
stallion. You're telling me the crowd, everybody at home would have been like, no, he did just dump him on his head. And
Yeah.
it's like, that's what I do. And it would have been crazy. Or, like you said, even if he would have managed me and then we had the back and forth with Corbin because Corbin ended his career and he's like, oh, this is the new face and this is my bro.
Yeah.
And then I go on to like beat the crap out of Corbin, which I would. But, just But that would be pretty cool too. But I'll say this: even if Kurt's not there and I still beat the crap out of Corbin, that's still pretty cool too.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
it's all good time.
Well, that leads me to my last question, man. The possibilities on SmackDown seem so great. Like you said, there seems like a really nice storm. Like you got Bruce Pritchard, obviously, who's a fan of you, who's running the thing. The talent on that roster is high as hell, right? Now AJ's moved back over too. There are so many of those what people would have called dream match scenarios right there for you, man. Who I know that you everyone really, but at the top of that list for you, man, who do you want to sink those teeth into?
Well, I think, because he wants to sink him into me, so I want to sink him right back. And I've heard Daniel Bryan talk a lot about
I want that so much.
Yeah. And I've wanted the match. I feel like it's a super dream match. And I really want that match. Of course, Cesaro's on top of the list. You got Nakamura. And then I feel like I saw him the other day, and I feel like it's an undercover dream match because since I've been at NXT, I haven't really wrestled too many big guys. And I would really like to face, like, Sheamus. I feel like he's a big guy. He hits hard. And you know me, like, I'm not huge. I'm not as big as Sheamus, but I'm pretty big, pretty durable, and I hit extremely hard. So I think that combination, I think it'd be a match where, like, oh, it's Riddle versus Sheamus. Let's see. And then by the end, people would be like, I want to see the rematch. I want to see them feud, So, but right now, I think the dream match is Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, 100%, man. I'm excited, as you can tell. I know you're excited. So thank you so much for joining us on Talk Wrestling today, man. I'm really excited to see what you do. And hopefully, when all of these terrible things that are going on, eventually we can all travel again and we'll see you in person, man.
That sounds fantastic, and I can't wait.
My man, Matt. Good luck.
You too, man. Take care.
Thank you, brother.